afternoon, Madam Intan. Today we are going to explain our part B of the group assignment. So for this, we will be explaining about the symmetry lines using spiderwood flower. There are two types of symmetry lines found here. They are the reflection symmetry line and rotational symmetry line.
So first of all, we are going to see the reflection symmetry line. Okay, so now let's see the first one. So the line that I just draw divides this flower into two equal parts. Second symmetry line, I'll be drawing the line here. So if you see, when I fold this flower according to the line I just draw, these two petals will touch each other. This means that the symmetry line divides this flower into two equal parts. So for the third reflection symmetry line, it will be here. So from this we know that reflection symmetry line means a line that divides a figure into two halves such that one half is the mirror image of the other half. Now we will be explaining about the rotational symmetry line. The first one will be 90 degrees rotation. If you see, when we rotate the petal 90 degrees, the image of petal 1 will fall on the object of petal 2, whereas the image of petal 2 will fall on object of petal 3, and lastly the image of petal 3 will fall on object of petal 1. So the petal will be 3, 1 and 2. So for the second one, we will be drawing for 210 degrees. If you see, when we rotate this flower in 210 degrees, the image of petal 1 will fall on object of petal 3, whereas the image of petal 2 will fall on object of petal 1, and lastly the image of petal 3 will fall on object of petal 2. So the new positions will be like 1, 2 and 3. Third one, it will be 360 degrees rotation. If you see, when we rotate this flower in 360 degrees, the image of petal 1 will fall on object of petal 1, whereas the image of petal 2 will fall on object of petal 2, and lastly the image of petal 3 will fall on object of petal 3. This means that the image will take a complete turn of full angle rotation. So the new position will be the same as the original position. That's all for question number 1. Next we will be explaining question 2. According to our symmetry line, if we fold our flower, 1 will be touching 2. So 1 and 2. Second, 2 will be touching 1. So 2, 1. And for 3, it will be touching itself. So it will be 3, 3. Okay, for this symmetry line, when we fold this flower according to this symmetry line, 1 will be touching each other. So 1, 1. So for petal 2, it will be touching petal 3. So 2, 3. For petal 3, it will be touching 2. So 3, 2. For the third one, if you fold the flower into half, For the third one, if you fold the flower according to this symmetry line, petal 1 will be touching petal 3. So it will be 1, 3. For petal 2, it will be touching itself. So 2, 2. And for petal 3, it will be touching 1. So 3, 1. For the fourth one, if we rotate the flower 90 degrees, the image of petal 1 will fall on the object of petal 2. So it will be 1, 2. The image of petal 2 will fall on object of petal 3. So it will be 2, 3. And the image of petal 3 will fall on object of petal 1. So it will be 3, 1. For the fifth one, if we rotate the flower 210 degrees, the image of petal 1 will fall on object of petal 3. So it will be 1, 3. So secondly, the image of petal 2 will fall on object of petal 1. So it will be 2, 1. And lastly, the image of petal 3 will fall on object of petal 2. So it will be 3, 2. Last but not the least, if we rotate the flower 360 degrees, the image will take a full rotation and it will return to the initial position. So it will be 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. So this is for the second question.
Okay, now we will be moving to part B, question 3. In this question, we will be discussing the relations of the symmetry lines. So firstly, reflexive. So the rule for reflexive is AA. In this, for R1, here's A, B. So AA means 1, 1. There should be 1, 1. But there's no 1, 1. So this is, for R1, this is not reflexive. So moving on to R2, again with the same rule, AA. So A, that's 1, 1. And then, so if here, in this AB, so A, there should be 2, 2. And also, if we consider this one, there should be 3, 3. But here in R2, there's no 2, 2 or 3, 3. So this is not, R2 is not reflexive. So moving on to R3, AB, so there should be AA, which means there should be 1, 1. If we see here, there's no 1, 1, so R3 is not reflexive. So for R4, if we see here, there should be AA again, and then for this, A is 1, so there should be 1, 1. If we see here, there's no 1, 1, so which means R4 is not reflexive. For here, R5, same like before, there's no 1, 1 here, so R5 is not reflexive. And then for R6, AB, so there's 1, 1. And then for number 2, there's 2, 2. And then for 3, there's 3, 3. So R6 is reflexive. Next, we will be discussing about the symmetric relation. So the rule for the symmetric relation is AB should be BA. Okay, so here for R1, this is AB. So if AB is this, there should be BA, which is 2, 1. So if you see here, there's 2, 1. And then, okay, and then for this, 3, 3. So this is already in the correct position. So R1 is symmetric. For R2, if you see here, 1, 1. So this is already correct. Here, 2, 3. So there should be, this is AB, so there should be BA. So BA will be 3, 2. So that's 3, 2. So it means R2 is symmetric. And then for R3, this is AB, so there's 1 3, so it should be BA, so 3 1. So if we see, here's 3 1 and 2 2 is already correct, so it means R3 is also symmetric. So moving on to R4, if we see here AB, so there should be BA, which, okay, moving on to R4, if we see here, okay, this should be AB, and then so if this is AB, there should be BA, which is 2 1. So if we see here, there's no 2 1, which means that R4 is not symmetric. For R5, there's 1 3, which is AB, so BA will be 3 1. Again, if we see here, there's no 3 1, which means that R5 is also not symmetric. So next, R6. If you see here, 1 1, which is, okay, symmetric, and then 2 2 also symmetric, 3 3 also correct, so which means this is symmetric. R6 is symmetric. Okay, now we'll be discussing about the third relation, which is transitive. So for transitive relation, the rule is AB BC equals to AC. So for R1, this is AB. So AB, B is 2. So if you see here, 2 is here. So this is BC. So there should be AC, which is 1 1. But if you see here, there's no 1 1. So R1 is not transitive. Moving on to R2. This is, okay, we see here, this is AB, and then B is 3. So if you see here, there is 3 here, so this is BC. So that we should get AC, which is 2 2. But if we see here, there's no 2 2 in R2, so R2 is not transitive. Okay, moving on to R3. This is AB, and then B is 3. So if you see here, there's 3 here, so this is BC. So for AC, we should get 1 1. But if you see here, there's no 1 1, so R3 is not transitive. Moving on to R4. Here, this is AB, so B is 2. If you see here, there's 2 here, so this is BC. So as AC, we should get 1 3. 1 3. But if you see here, there's no 1 3, so R4 is not transitive. So for R5, this is AB, and B is 3, so here's 3, so this is BC. So there should be, okay, for R5, if we see, this is AB, and B is 3, so here's 3, so this will be BC. So for AC, we should get 1 2. But if you see here, there's no 1 2, which means that R5 is not transitive. So lastly, R6. Okay, this is already right, and then this is also right, and also this, because AB, and also this will become BC, so this is correct, and also it applies to this and this, so R6 is transitive.